most of the southeast will be experiencing snow this weekend, but here in Charleston, we'll be getting rain. In this special edition of Quintin's Post-Ups, I sit down with Storm Team 2 Chief Meteorologist Rob Fowler. Rob,
Quintin,
it is so good seeing you.
good to see you too.
Yeah.
Welcome to our home.
Yes, indeed. This is magnificent.
A lot going on today, at least with the cold rain coming in and coming up this weekend.
And that's why I wanted to come to you, because there's so much talk about where we're going to get snow, where we're going to get rain. So I had to check in with the Low Country's Chief Meteorologist.
Well, I appreciate that. It's just going to be a cold rain. Now, if someone called me Saturday afternoon and said that I see a snowflake mixing in with the rain, or maybe an ice pellet, wouldn't surprise me at all. But the ground temperatures are pretty warm, so nothing's really going to stick. Best chance would be away from the city, upper Berkeley, upper Dorchester, maybe the western side of Colleton County. Could see something, but again, nothing significant, no accumulation, just more of a nuisance than anything else.
You talk about nuisance. Let's talk about the agriculture, really down in Colleton County and upper Berkeley County.
Right.
We're going to get a lot of temperatures really in the 40s. How concerned are you about those particular folks there?
Well, certainly, this is the coldest air mass we've seen in quite a while. So the rain is good for the crops, but the cold weather is not. So I would say probably Saturday morning, we're going to be deep into the 20s. Sunday morning and Monday morning, also deep into the 20s as well. So that's when we think the coldest air is going to get here, Sunday morning and Monday. So I mentioned Saturday. Probably most of the day Saturday will be spent in the 30s. It'll be a while before we get to the 20s.
And you talk about not having this for a particular while. I believe the last time we had this particular type of weather was back in 2010, 2011.
Yeah, and we had that ice storm in 2014.
Right.
So, but yeah, in terms of snowfall, back February of 2010, that was quite the snow that we saw, and that rivaled the snow that we saw after Hurricane Hugo in December of '89. So this doesn't happen very often. Typically once, maybe every 2 or 3 years, we see an icing or a snow event that is somewhat significant. But significant for us is a little different. If you see a few flakes, it's a big deal for us.
Yes.
If a few flakes fall in other states that are used to it, it's not that big of a deal.
And you talked about a couple of counties earlier. I want to go county by county
Okay.
if I can. Orangeburg County, how
Yes.
would you describe this particular storm for them?
Well, they're going to be on the cusp because the models have backed off a little bit on the snow closer to the Midlands. Everything's kind of more west and northwest and into North Carolina. But Orangeburg, I don't think they'll see a significant accumulation. But if they picked up, half an inch to an inch, it wouldn't surprise me. Especially the city of Orangeburg, closer to Columbia. As you get closer to Holly Hill and Utahville, closer to us, probably more of a cold rain with a little mix.
Williamsburg County.
Williamsburg County also is a little more in line with potentially maybe some ice or some snow. Snow would be nothing really accumulating, but a little bit more than what we're going to see here along the coast. So Williamsburg County, then moving over to Georgetown
Yes.
County, especially the same as you move into the upper portions of Georgetown County. They have a little bit better chance. They're closer to the main moisture channel, if you will, and the cold air is going to come a little farther south, and they also could see some ice and maybe some snow mixing in.
So as we sit here right now, you're obviously looking at the 7-day forecast. What does that look like to you?
Well, interesting thing, Quintin, you grew up here, that when we get cold, it doesn't last very long.
No.
So this one's going to last all the way into early next week, and by Tuesday we're forecasting a high around 60, and then later on next week we could be close to 70. And I was looking at the 8 to 10 to 14 day forecast, and it's for above normal temperatures. So this will be pretty brief, and then it looks like we'll go back into a warm spell for most of next week, and then probably even into the following week.
Summer 2.0.
That's it. That's right. A little bit of everything. But this is winter, We get temperatures in the 30s, highs in the 30s a couple of times a winter, and that's about it. I think last winter the coldest was 23. Winter of 2015, at least the year of 2015, was 18. We don't get in the teens very often, but we do. I think this cold snap is going to rival somewhere in between. We'll probably be in the low 20s on Sunday morning and probably Monday morning as well.
And if you're talking to somebody like myself who works outside, and you have to go up there Saturday.
Right.
What tips would you give them?
Well, don't go outside. But I know you have to, and you have to work. And the first half of the day tomorrow is going to be really messy. It's going to be raining. It's going to be a cold rain. We're looking at some cases a half an inch to an inch of rain. And the temperature is going to be falling. So we're probably going to start out in the early morning around rush hour in the low 40s. And I would say by the afternoon, we're going to be in the upper 30s. So the time we should be warming, we're actually going to be cooling. And that's that cold air coming on in. Then it presents a potential problem for Saturday night and Sunday morning. There's going to be some puddles left over from some of that rain, and that could refreeze, and that's where the black ice issue comes in. So that is of concern to us as well, especially on Sunday morning.
I hate to ask you this, but will this actually be a freezing rain event?
I don't think so. I think there might be some ice pellets mixed in. I think the temperatures are going to stay just above freezing on the surface. Ground temperatures are warm, but again, having said that, this is still a developing storm, so we can't close the door to anything. We feel pretty confident in our forecast at this point, but it's not 100% that we're not going to see maybe just a little bit of freezing rain. In some of the areas we talked about earlier, maybe Orangeburg County, maybe Upper Berkeley, Williamsburg, and Georgetown.
Well, the Little Country's Chief Meteorologist, Rob Fowler, thank you so much.
Thank you, Quintin.
I appreciate this.
All right.